Question number 1. If you look at the question number 1, here you have a 6-year-old child. He has come up for the decreased vision and examination of the eye is showing you this corneal picture. So what is the quiz for you? What is this corneal picture? Can you tell me what is this? So you will tell me that what is this and I will tell you how to solve this question. Microscopic examination is showing you lot many things. We have lymphocytes, we have corneal epithelial cells, we have cytoplasmic inclusion body. So what is the most likely diagnosis? Yes, thank you, Kavleen. Thank you. I think it's an awesome thing that even just before the examination, you people are there attending, and I can guarantee you that all of you who are attending this session are definitely going to benefit tomorrow. And we are in the final stages of preparation of our 3-day leave that we were doing, the last leave for FMG, है ना? We have seen so many clinical cases, we have seen images, we have seen instruments, and today we are doing the image related questions also. So all right, so can you tell me what is there in this image? What is there in this image? Let me explain it to you. You can see these eyelashes here. These eyelashes are touching the cornea. So what is that condition called as? Eyelashes touching the cornea. What is this condition called as? Can you tell me, guys? This is actually the trichiasis. This is actually the trichiasis, where eyelashes are touching the cornea. And where do you get this trichiasis now? So your options are Neisseria gonorrhoeae, you have Staphylococcus aureus, herpes simplex virus, or Chlamydia trachomatis. What is your answer? So quickly answer karenge. We have to run and fast here today. So where do you get trichiasis? So you know trichiasis means the rubbing of eyelashes over the cornea. It is the rubbing of the eyelashes over the cornea, and even if one eyelash rubs the cornea, it is sufficient enough to call it as trichiasis. Now, where do you get this trichiasis? So, the answer to this question is the Chlamydia trachomatis. We all know that trachoma is a very important condition, and rather trachoma is important in India because if you remember about the community of ophthalmology, trachoma is the most common infection that is causing blindness in India. Most common infection which is leading to blindness in India is the trachoma, and there is a very important staging of trachoma. What is the staging of trachoma? So if you look at Anjali, where do you get this trichiasis? Trichiasis is an important sequelae of which condition? So a very important condition is your trachoma, and this is the WHO FISTO classification of the trachoma. This one is the normal. Then we have FISTO. This is the FISTO classification where we have F for follicular. All these are important things, so we are quickly revising them. Then we have intense inflammation. We have intense inflammation here. This is I. Then we have got S for scarring. Yes. Then what is T? T I have just told you. T for trichiasis. And O for opacity. Which opacity is this? Opacity of the cornea. This is the opacity of the cornea. Very important. WHO classification of the trachoma, the staging of the trachoma, which is FISTO. So we require follicles. Now what are the kind of follicles that we get in trachoma? This is a typical sago grain follicles. The typical sago grain follicles we get. Intense inflammation we are getting in the form of the papillary hyperplasia. So basically trachoma is important because here we have a mixed response. We have sago grain follicles also, we have got papillary hyperplasia also, and whenever we have inflammation we will have scarring, and scarring in the sulcus subtarsalis. If you have the scarring in the sulcus subtarsalis, then that is called as the Art's line. Then that condition will be called as the Art's line. Then we have trichiasis, rubbing of eyelashes over the cornea. And finally, we have corneal opacity, which is actually responsible for the blindness. So it is actually the corneal opacity which is leading to the visual acuity less than 6/18. That is your blinding trachoma. Blinding trachoma is caused by which species? Yes, very good. Zoom. सात्विक zoom करूं, फिर एक एक दिखेगा. So let us see one by one also. See, this one is your normal one. Then you have got the follicular. So follicles मैं अलग से दिखाऊंगी. This is not showing you a very good sago grain follicles. We have papillary hyperplasia. You can see the single line here, this whitish line. This is actually your Art's line. This is your Art's line where you are getting the scarring in the sulcus subtarsalis. Trichiasis. This photograph is given in the question. Trichiasis. ठीक है. And you are having this opacification in the cornea. तो इसकी पिक्चर्स देखते हैं. इंपॉर्टेंट वन. See, these are your sago grain follicles. What are sago grain, guys? What are sago grain? सात्विक अभी दिखा. Sago grain follicles, very typically found in cases of trachoma. They look like boiled sago grains. They just look like the boiled sago grains. So when you are looking at the microscopic appearance, when you are doing the microscopy, what you are going to get? You are going to get the Leber cells. Very important. In cases of trachoma, when we get the sago grain follicles, when we are doing the microscopy, we get the Leber cells. Leber cells में क्या होता है? These are large multinucleated cells. These are the large multinucleated cells that we are getting, and along with this we also get the signs of necrosis. Very important, because follicular conjunctivitis you are getting at many places, but there is one place where you get sago grain follicles, where you are getting the Leber cells and the signs of necrosis. That is trachoma. Then the second important thing is this one, papillary hyperplasia. What is papilla, by the way? Suppose this is the eye here. So if you evert the upper eyelid, something like this, so you get the blood vessels. These are called as papilla. So first of all, what is papilla? You have understood. So when we have hyperplasia of these papillae, they are becoming velvety, red velvety, flat topped, something like this. Velvety, red, flat topped. Don't confuse it with the cobblestone appearance. I'll show you the cobblestone appearance also. They are found in VKC. There you will get hexagonal or the pentagonal, polygonal raised areas. So that is very different. This is your cobblestone. This is the cobblestone appearance, while this reddish, flat topped, velvety red appearance is your papillary hyperplasia. Then see, look at this. This is your Art's line. White line of scarring in the sulcus subtarsalis. All these are independent questions. एक चीज होती है called as the Art's triangle. We also have the Art's triangle. Art's triangle is found in acute anterior uveitis. So in ophthalmology, there is one thing more. You have got so many things. Yes. You have got, yes, sabudana. Sabudana is your sago grains. Ophthalmology में you have got many signs with the same name. जैसे कि snow blindness है, snowball opacities है, snow banking है. Similarly, we have oil droplet cataract also. We have got oil droplet reflex also. We have Art's triangle also. We have got Art's line also. We have got shield cataract also. We have got shield ulcer also. तो ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. Be very careful. And what are these? Can you see these ones? These yellowish white collections that you can see in the papillary conjunctiva. So what are these actually? These are actually the collections of the dead cells. These are the collections of the dead cells along with the debris. The collection of the dead cells and the debris are called as concretions, and when these concretions are rubbing the cornea, what they can lead to is the corneal ulcer. Guys, can you tell me what is the complication of trachoma? इतनी सारी चीज़ें हमने trachoma के बारे में पढ़ी. We have got Fisto classification, we have blinding trachoma, we have Sago-Grain follicles, we have papillary hyperplasia, we have concretions, you have these, leading to the corneal ulcer also. Can you tell me what is actually the complication of trachoma? Like we have so many sequelae of trachoma. बहुत कुछ होता है trachoma से. We have entropion, we have ectropion, we have poliosis, we have medarosis, graying of eyelashes, loss of eyelashes, even infection, dacryocystitis could be there. But there is only one complication of trachoma. Yes, exactly, Anjali. Here we have got, see, papillae are normal. Papillae are the blood vessels, so they are normally also found. Follicles are the collections of the lymphocytes. They are not present normally. But in cases of trachoma, we have both the things present. We have the presence of these follicles also, and we have hyperplasia of the papillae, that means blood vessels also. That is why it is called as the mixed response. Okay? Can you tell me what is the complication? Come on guys, again a very very important question. What is the complication of trachoma? बहुत सारी चीजें trachoma में हो रही हैं. Can you tell me what is the complication? Like if I see in the cornea, because it is a chronic, if I talk about the trachoma, it's a chronic keratoconjunctivitis. It is a chronic keratoconjunctivitis, means it is involving both the cornea and the conjunctiva. So in the conjunctiva, we have got a series of events, they are taking place, but also we have changes in cornea. So cornea, maybe we have same changes, that is the follicles, but these follicles are named as Herbert follicles. These follicles are named as Herbert follicles. The appearance is same, that is your Sago-Grain follicles. They have multinucleated cells, they have signs of necrosis, but in the cornea the name is different. Now because cornea is avascular, that is why in cornea we also have the pits. Can you see these areas? So we also have these areas. These are actually called as the pits. Pits means that these are the depressions. These are the depressions at the site of the follicles. When these follicles are actually healing, they are leaving the depressions, and these depressions are called as Herbert pits. Now these pits are not found in conjunctiva, but they are found in cornea. So we have Herbert follicles and Herbert pits found in cornea. Then a very very important thing which we get in trachoma is a pannus. Again, lot of time we get a question on this pannus also. So can you see the blood vessels here which are growing over the cornea like these? So actually you know that cornea is avascular and we do not have the blood vessels in cornea. But when we have the chronic keratoconjunctivitis found in trachoma, these blood vessels are growing over the cornea. So this is actually the vascularization. We have vascularization, and along with this we also have the cells. So we also have the infiltration. So pannus means actually two things. We have got the vascularization and infiltration. So this can also lead to the corneal ulcer. So whenever we have got the concretions, when the person is closing the eye, these concretions are rubbing the cornea, we can have corneal ulcer. When we have eyelashes rubbing the cornea, we can have corneal ulcer. When we have pannus, we can have corneal ulcers. And when this corneal ulcer will heal, it will lead to the corneal opacity. Now my question remains the same. What is the complication of trachoma? So somebody says corneal opacity, entropion and scarring. No, guys, no. It is the corneal ulcer. See, it is such an important topic and still you have a doubt. That is why I kept a session today. Now, that is the difference. Entropion, scarring, corneal opacity, all are found in trachoma, but the only complication of trachoma is corneal ulcer, nothing else. Corneal ulcer is a complication because it leads to corneal opacity, but answer is not corneal opacity, answer is corneal ulcer. And you have got so many things. This is your circumciliary congestion. Can you look here? It is found all around the cornea. So if you look at the fornices, they will be clear. See, this is the real picture. So it is all around the cornea which is found, while the cornea will be clear. Can you see? The cornea is clear here. You are not having any vessels over the cornea. No vessels over the cornea. Can you see here? But if you look at the picture there, see these. These vessels are coming over the cornea. I will have to rub this. Can you see this? So vessels are growing over the cornea. So there is a difference between the two. See, if you have on one side, you have this cornea, and on one side you have got this cornea. So what is circumciliary congestion? That you have the vessels all around the cornea. This is your circumciliary congestion. But when the vessels are growing over the cornea, this is a pannus. So I think the thing is very, very clear. How can you differentiate between the two? Then you have also come to know that the only complication of trachoma is the corneal ulcer. You have also know what are the causes of this complication. We have trichiasis, we have pannus, and we have got the concretions. Three important things. So I hope all this is clear. Question number 1 is very, very clear. ठीक है ना? Now see another important question, and mind you guys, this question is very, very important because आप लोगों के पेपर में टेरिजियम पर बहुत बार questions आते हैं. तो एक साल तो even 3 questions came adjacently on pterygium in your paper. So pterygium is always important. The conditions seen below causes maximum visual disturbance due to cataract, astigmatism, visual axis encroachment, or glaucoma. So what is your answer? Quickly. 10 seconds for you to answer. Fastest finger first. Guys, answer. What is this condition? First of all, you will have to name this condition. This is actually a pterygium. This is actually the pterygium. And what are the causes of the visual impairment in cases of pterygium? Now, if you look at the word pterygos, pterygium is formed from the word pterygos, and pterygos means the wing shape. So this is actually a wing-shaped fold. Suppose this is your eyeball, this is the cornea. So we have a wing-shaped fold of the conjunctiva which is encroaching the cornea. So because it is pressing the cornea, therefore it can actually lead to the astigmatism. It can lead to the astigmatism. And what kind of astigmatism? It is with the rule astigmatism. Again, important thing. Then sometimes it is also growing because the apex is towards the cornea. So it can be up to the limbus, it can be up to the pupil, or it can be even crossing the pupil. So it's covering the pupil. So at that time it can also cause the obstruction of the visual axis. It can also cause the obstruction of the visual axis. But every pterygium will not cover this pupil, right? But every pterygium can cause the pressing of cornea. That is why most common as well as maximum is astigmatism. It is causing astigmatism, and which kind? With the rule astigmatism. Moreover, the third thing is that you will also have to see that there can be different staging of pterygium. You will also have to see what kind of picture they have given. So the maximum visual impairment while the pterygium is there is caused by the astigmatism. If they are asking you the type of astigmatism, then this is with the rule. Then you should also know what are the other important things with respect to this pterygium. So first of all, there is a thing called as the Stocker's line. because lines and rings are always asked, you know, Stocker's line. So there is a thing called as Stocker's line here. Let me see if it's there. So there is a thing called as the Stocker's line. Now what is this Stocker's line? Let me show you. This is actually called as the Stocker's line. Now what happens in cases of pterygium, we can have the deposition of iron. So if you look at this area, this is your pterygium. So look at the parts here. What are the parts of the pterygium? This is actually the apex part. This is the body part, and this is the tail part. Now in front of the apex, sometimes we get the deposition of iron, this one. This deposition of the iron anterior to the advancing head actually is called as the Stocker's line. So you should know what is the Stocker's line. Like we have got the KF ring in the Wilson's disease. We have got the Fleischer's ring in cases of keratoconus. We have Stocker's line, and it is due to the iron deposition. So that is again very important. Second important thing is what should be the treatment of choice for the pterygium, because it is causing the problems. Both symptomatic problems are there. We have got itching, watering, redness, foreign body sensation. Then we also have the diminution of vision. So surgical excision, very very important. The treatment of choice for the pterygium is the surgical excision. And whenever you are doing the surgical excision, the problem is of the recurrence. Recurrence is a great problem in cases of pterygium. In about 30 to 80% of the cases, this pterygium reoccurs with a wilder course. So what you can do, again a third important question, how can you reduce the reoccurrence? So if I want to reduce the recurrence, I can use certain drugs, like we have got the mitomycin C. We have the mitomycin C. Then we have got the thiotepa. Yeah, I can use the thiotepa. Then we can use the beta radiations, that also can be used. Then we can go with the conjunctival autografting. Conjunctival autografting, very very important. And then we can also go for the amniotic membrane grafting. So these are the different things that we can do for reducing the recurrence of the pterygium. So what is pterygium? Then what is the treatment of choice? What is the Stocker's line? What are the events that we can do in order to reduce the recurrence? All these are important questions. Yes, very good. So you people are amazing. All of you have given the right answer, right? So we have discussed a very very important question related to pterygium, right? Then coming to the third one. Now this who will tell? Can you tell me the diagnosis? And because it's all red, so thoda sa मैं help करती हूँ. What is there? You have at the limbus something like this. You have got a small thing at the limbus. What is this? A very important question. And usually क्या होता है कि ऐसा question ज़रूर आता है, and eye is all red, and sometimes we are not able to differentiate that what is this. So if you are able to make out that what is this, then the answer becomes very very easy. What is the diagnosis? Anybody of you? So just 10 seconds for you to answer. Now if you remember, yesterday I told you that whenever you do not get a clue that what should be the answer here, look at the options. So they are saying that it is due to the exogenous allergy, endogenous allergy, viral keratitis या फिर fungal keratitis. तो एक चीज इससे पता चलती है that it is a case of the corneal ulcer. ठीक है ना? Now you have been given two kind of options, या तो allergy है या infection है. तो इसका मतलब you have to decide that whether it is a infective keratitis or whether it is a allergic keratitis. Whether it is a infective keratitis or whether it's allergic keratitis. Now can you tell me what kind of corneal ulcer it looks like. What kind of corneal ulcer it looks like? Yeah, you are getting this kind of picture in cases of infection. If it is a bacterial ulcer or if it's a fungal ulcer, then we get something else. Bacterial may we get a large ulcer, we get a hypopion. If it's a fungal ulcer, then we will get multiple satellite lesions, we will have feathery margins, raised edges, dry looking grayish color ulcer. We have got what you called as a big hypopion, immune ring of Wesley. So these are things. So that means it's not infective. So इसका मतलब ये allergic है. Now allergic में we have got mainly two kinds. Either we have vernal keratoconjunctivitis or we have filictinular keratoconjunctivitis. Last live session में I had shown you the images also. आज दोबारा भी हम देखेंगे. Now vernal keratoconjunctivitis में you will get a diffuse ulcer. This is a diffuse condition where you are getting cobblestone appearance, you have Horner-Trenta spots, you have triangular congestion. So but this is a nodule. You are seeing a very small nodule. So basically that means that it is a case of nodular keratoconjunctivitis, which is filictin. Very correct. So this is a filictinular keratoconjunctivitis, and we all know that VKC is a case of exogenous allergy. This is exogenous allergy, while PKC is a condition of endogenous allergy. So what will be the answer therefore, guys? The answer will be endogenous allergy. Now quickly, who will tell me that what are these allergens? What are these endogenous allergens? Yes. So PVK Chakrabarti has given the right answer. It is the filictinular keratoconjunctivitis, and it is occurring with respect to, in response to the endogenous allergens. Now, what is this endogenous allergy? What is this endogenous allergy? Can you tell me? Again, a very important thing. Most commonly is your staph proteins. Most commonly staph proteins, followed by tubercular proteins. Yes, very good, Shishadri. So most common is the staph proteins followed by the tubercular proteins. So this is also very clear. Okay? Now see this. This is the picture that I usually show to you. So this is the filictin. Again, filictin means a nodule. So whenever PVK tubercular proteins were earlier considered to be the most common cause, but now it's known that the staph proteins are the most common cause. So you have to go with the staph proteins followed by tubercular proteins. So this is your filictin, and I will show you the other ones also. When we have other kind, that is your vernal keratoconjunctivitis. So again, this picture is very important for your examination. Here you get polygonal raised areas. So it could be pentagonal also, it could be a hexagonal also. These are your polygonal raised areas that are found in the palpebral conjunctiva, are very typical of the VKC, and this is called as the cobblestone appearance. This appearance is called as the cobblestone appearance. And what is the next important thing that you get in VKC? These are your Horner-Trenta spots. These are called as the Horner-Trenta spots. Now if you see carefully, these Horner-Trenta spots resemble, sometimes they look like Herbert pits. So Herbert pits जो होते हैं, they are dark in color, they are grayish in color, because they are the pits after the healed follicles, but these are more whitish in color. So they are darker in color, these are whitish, and the Herbert pits are found actually below the limbus. Let me take you back to the Herbert pits, because it's very important to differentiate between Herbert pits and here. So look at these, they are very dark colored, and if this area is your limbus, this area is your limbus, so they are found beneath the limbus, right? While if you look at the Horner-Trenta spots, they are comparatively whiter in color, and this is the limbus. This area is your limbus, so these are found above the limbus. So you should know how to differentiate between the two. Another important thing is what is present in these Horner-Trenta spots. So Horner-Trenta spots actually consists of eosinophils, because it's a allergic condition. VKC is a allergic condition, and it's mainly the type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. So what cells are found in these Horner-Trenta spots are the eosinophils. Now yes, very good, lot of answers, very good. So who will tell me the treatment of choice of the VKC? Again, an important question.